Yo, what it do? What it do? It's me. It's that wrestling dude. And it's a new year, but I'm still joined with the prettiest redhead you'll ever see in your life. Oh, Ginger Spice. What's up, homeboy?
What's up, guys? I'm back in Puerto Rico, so there's always going to be a lot of background noise. But here, the party never stops. So what's happening, Lisa?
Lucky you, because party stopped when I had kids. So we got another good one for you, man. Joined here by the hungriest man in the biz, Prince Piranha himself, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hungry. I appreciate
Yes,
y'all. Thanks for
sir.
the welcome.
Absolutely, man. Let's get right into it, man. Who trained you? How long you been in the biz, and where you based out of?
I'm based out of Pennsylvania. I was trained by Adrian Bliss here in Pennsylvania. He runs a promotion called Valor Pro Wrestling. I also train with a few other guys. Right now, I usually go up to Three Legacies Wrestling, which is in my hometown of Lancaster. It's ran by Ricardo Rodriguez. So
Okay.
he got his own school here now, and that's where I usually go if I want to get some ring time in nowadays.
All right, we had Eddie Valentine. He's out of the PA.
Oh
Area.
yeah, I trained with Eddie a few times. He was with
Okay.
it was Bliss and Eddie. They both ran the training when I started. That was about
Cool.
10 years ago. I was 18 when I started. So yeah.
Damn. Cool ass dude, man. Cool ass dude.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I
Uh,
think
J-
he moved down south or something though.
yeah,
So I
he's
haven't
down
seen
here
him
in
in a
Florida.
while.
He's down here in Florida now. We see him at the shows when we go down here in Florida.
Oh, okay, that's where you guys are at,
Yeah,
Florida. All right.
yeah.
Cool,
Ginger
cool.
said that's the only guy that he'll ever let pick up him in his arms.
I'd be really scared to get in the ring. You know, what you guys do in the ring is an art. You got to practice it and stuff like that. But it comes with a lot of injury and a shit ton of risk, and just not for me. You know what I mean? Which is why we have so much respect for you guys that are willing to put your life and your health and safety on the line for our entertainment. You know, because that's really what it's all about.
Oh yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, I don't blame you at all. It definitely takes a toll on your body. Like I said, I started when I was 18. I'll be 29 in a few weeks, so it's been a long journey, a lot of bumps. So
You're
yeah,
a
it's
you're a
not fun
lifelong
all the time.
you're a lifelong fan.
Yeah, I've been a lifelong fan. I mean, I was watching it when I was young. My sister was watching it when I was like maybe 6, 5, 6. So it was like always in my life. And then when I started watching it, she like went away from it a little bit when because I started watching it, it was like Guerrero, Brock, Cena was the rapper. It was completely different. Like SmackDown was better than Raw. It was it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah,
was just crazy back then. But yeah, I mean, I've been a lifelong fan. I watched Raw last night. I was excited for that. So
yeah, yeah. It
for
was,
sure.
I'm halfway through it right now. I started watching last night, man. But responsibilities that I'd be up early in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing with Raw. It's just so long. It's like,
Yeah.
can you guys get to the matches so that I can go to sleep?
People are hating on it, man. But so far, man, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's
Uh,
what you expect for like a first time, like I guess the first time on Netflix kind of deal, like trying to make it big.
oh
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
those shows are, man. Just pop after pop after pop.
Right, right. I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. So,
Yeah.
and the main event, you're in for one. That main event was crazy. That was a good one.
Man, I'm almost there. You said you started wrestling at 18. When did you know you're gonna be in the wrestling? When you're younger and you said this is what I'm gonna do, or just somehow you turned 18 and something clicked inside your head like fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
I mean, I played basketball my whole life, and then one day I was like shooting around at the park, and I seen a group of guys doing backyard wrestling at the park, like on the playground part, on the little mats that are on the mulch or whatever. And
Yeah.
I walked over and started watching them. I'm like, what are you guys doing over here? And they were doing wrestling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is kind of crazy. And then we were backyarding for maybe a couple years, putting videos up on YouTube and stuff. And then that same group that we were doing that with, we found indie wrestling, and that's where we found in Adrian Bliss, Eddie Valentine, and all those guys. They were running shows in our hometown, and we took a big group. And then right when I went to my first indie show, I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. We all gotta get in there. Like, we can't just be doing yard stuff. We're gonna get hurt for no reason. We gotta get paid for
That's true.
sure.
And that Pennsylvania scene back then, that was Pennsylvania led the way in that hardcore backyard wrestling. And they still be doing some crazy stuff up there, just the
Oh,
backyard
for
stuff.
sure. They still do it. Like, I was invited a few weeks ago. They did a yard reunion up in Pittsburgh, And I
It
was
would
like,
make
dang, they
sense
got
that
audio people.
PA led the way in that scene back in the day with ECW being based out of there.
Oh,
Totally makes sense.
yeah, ECW. Because I met a lot of guys that are like kind of made it now from the yard. So it's like, you can do some stuff. Like there was like Tony Dappin, Alex Zane, like a few people that like I've been in the yard with, and they've made it somewhere. So I'm like, okay, this isn't impossible.
That's
We
dope.
can all do it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
What's the dumbest thing you've done in the backyard days? You look back now, like, damn, I was a dumbass for doing that.
Whew. Yard days. My main thing I used to try to do was find like the highest thing around
Oh,
and try to
hell,
jump off of it. Pretty much.
hell no.
Yeah, and try to do a drop kick or something crazy off of it. Like I'm just
Were
like,
you
why not?
were you also inspired by Jeff Hardy?
I mean, I like the Hardy Boys for sure. I was more of an RVD, Benoit guy. Like I like those. Like I like Benoit for his
Nobody says the
intensity.
B word, man. We don't say the B word on this show.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Bad things happen.
I always bring him up because I'm like my character kind of is like how his was back in the day. Like him as a person, yeah, I didn't know him, but as a wrestler, I knew him. So
He was my favorite back in the day too. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. I'll
it's
boo
like
him
when
the same
you
way
bring him up,
everybody's
people
booing
look
Hulk
at you like,
Hogan now.
oh my gosh, Hulk Hogan. I felt bad for him last night.
I didn't.
Felt
Fuck
bad.
him. Fuck you, Hogan.
He's just trying to get his same old words out, and it's like, yeah, no, we're not hearing it no more.
Yeah,
It's
I love
scary
it. They're
to
like
take
his you guys are my tag team partner, and everyone's like fucking booing him. Like, hey, who you
Yeah,
talking about?
I ain't
I'm
gonna
like,
try
hey
that beer.
man, they're not having it tonight. They should have just cut him short, played his music, and had him walk
Yeah.
away. Like, yeah, this is working.
Cue the music.
Cue the music.
Cue the music. You're natural once you got into a ring. Were you natural since day one?
I would say so because of the yard, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we had that little tiny bit of experience, and then because I played the video games my whole life too, so it's just like you're just imitating the video games sometimes in the yard, and then once you actually get properly trained, it's like, okay, this is all clicking to me. And I did train for about a year before I had my first indie match anyway, so I was ready to go for sure. I was definitely ready to go.
Who you what was your gimmick in the backyard days? Were you always Prince Piranha?
I was actually Spartan Kingdom in the backyard days. It was I eventually started doing like I started moving towards like a piranha character in the yard, but that was like while I was training too. So it was kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do in the indies. So in the yard I was Spartan Kingdom. It wasn't really like a character or anything. It was just a name, and we all just did whatever, to be honest. I don't know if you know how the yard is, but yeah, we just did whatever.
Yeah, did whatever. What did it come Prince Piranha come from then? What's the thought process behind that?
I was just trying to think of something like a character of like something that isn't huge, isn't like a monster or anything, but something that's kind of small, but you would still fear it, to be honest. And I'm like, And one day I was watching River Monsters. I don't know if you ever watched River Monsters, but they had the one episode, it was about the black piranha, the largest piranha. And I was like, that's kind of a cool name, the Black Piranha. And then I was like, because I started off as the Black Piranha, actually, when I went into the Indies, the Black Piranha. And then I was like, Prince Piranha kind of sounds better to me. I'm like, I might change it this year to Piranha Man. Who knows? Like, I just like the piranhas as what they are. Like, I feel like they're pretty cool as they are. So
yeah.
I had to think to myself, like, they got piranhas in Jamaica? I don't think so.
well, Prince Piranha, I hail from the Amazon, so yeah, I was like, I got to be from the Amazon. One time, I was in a Lego death match, and I brought out the Amazon box full of Legos, and I was like, I brought these from home, and the whole crowd just lost it. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have laughed too. That sounds
That
fucking
match
hilarious.
sucked. Oh man, Legos. I don't ever recommend that. That was a bad one. That was the first time I ever had like blood dripping off of me. That was pretty bad.
From landing on the Legos.
Legos. They scratched you up, dig into you, stick to you. They're no joke. They're no joke. They're worse than thumbtacks for sure.
Yeah, we had hardcore. He based out of Buffalo, and he was telling us like that's the worst. Like he gets cut up all the time, goes through glass planes, all types of crazy shit. He's like Legos is like one of the worst things to deal with, man, because you land on them the wrong way. Them sharp edges, man. Sometimes I'll step in my kids' room and step on them,
and they don't give. It's just the sharp edges. It sticks right in you. Once I did that, I was like, yeah, never again. That's never happening again. I'd rather a light tube.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he was telling me. He's like, that's some of the worst pain ever.
Definitely.
What's been your biggest moment so far? Because you've been in almost 10 years, right? A little bit over?
Yeah, it's been a while now. I mean, I've wrestled some stars here and there. I wrestled like Enzo Amore, Mil Mortez was a nice one. This past year, well, this year just started, but in August, I actually put the mask on. I didn't wear the mask the whole time. So in August, I actually put the mask on because I was teaming with Shark Boy. And that was like one of the main things I wanted to do for a while. Because I was like, who else could I team with that would just be like, come on now. Yeah. And then Ricardo Rodriguez and Three Legacies Wrestling, they brought in Shark Boy. And I teamed with him and we won. And it was raining, literally. We were in a baseball stadium. I mean, it was raining. And I'm like, we can't lose now. It's gonna rain. Like, it's impossible for us to lose now.
Oh, Shell, yeah.
Oh, Shell, yeah. He was cool. He was cool. He was cool. But he's getting old now, so he couldn't do all the things he used to, but he was there and I was excited for it. So that was a big moment for me for sure.
Yeah, shit. I was watching him in New Jack and TNA in 03, so I can imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot. Yeah, I got a lot of names on there. And also in November, I wrestled Super Crazy. That was a pretty cool one too.
Love Super Crazy.
Super Crazy was so nice. I was like, man, I didn't expect him to be as big as he was either. I was like, okay, I didn't know you were this big, bro. Like, calm down. You don't got to do the moonsault on me. You might break my ribs or something. But yeah, there's been some moments, and I'm looking forward to creating some more this year for sure.
Have you only wrestled in the States, or have you ever gone international?
I've never gone international yet, only in the States. Pretty much the whole East Coast I've covered. Yeah. I haven't even moved over to the West Side at all yet. So I'm trying to get over to Cali and all that stuff.
Have you done Texas at all?
Nope. I've been trying to get to Texas. I'm like, if I go to Texas, I want to definitely try to go to Reality of Wrestling with Booker T and those guys. Because I met Zilla over Mania weekend, and I like got his number and stuff. We exchanged numbers. I'm like, yo, called him the one day. I was like, bro, get me in there with him. He's like, I don't even remember what he said because he got a southern accent. And I could not really understand what he was saying to me. I'm like, all right, bro, but but yeah, I'm trying to get all around. I'm definitely willing to travel. I want to go all over the States before I even move anywhere.
You do any hardcore matches?
Hardcore? Not really.
You stay away from it? I mean,
I try to stay away from it. I've done them. I've done a few, but yeah, it's not for my body. It's not something I like to do. Unless if they're giving me the money for it, I'll be all good with it. But if you're gonna give me my regular pay, I'm gonna have my regular match.
I don't blame you, man. Hell no. That's some of the stuff I see them do is like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, I see a lot of crazy stuff. I'm like, all right, I didn't know this was trying to die day, but we're just gonna go ahead and watch that for our entertainment.
Dumb ways to
different
die.
Breed over there.
Yeah, they're definitely a different breed. Like my boy Tarzan. I don't know if you know Tarzan Duran. He's gotten this death match stuff lately. And I'm just looking at him like, bro, you're such a good wrestler. You don't have to do this.
You don't have to do it.
I actually think I know who that is. Yeah, I think I met him in Loco in Houston.
Okay.
The show there.
I know he does the Juggalo wrestling. I think it's Juggalo Championship, JCW.
JCW.
Big Time Stoner. Big Time Stoner. Big time
Yeah,
stoner.
For sure. Me and him tore it down a few times now. Yeah, we only wrestled twice, and the first time it was really good. The second time it was even better, and I'm like, yeah, we got a good chemistry in there. That's my boy.
Yeah.
For sure.
But that sucks to go when you start going hardcore, man. It's hard to get away from that because then people expect that shit from you all the time.
Exactly, and I'm like, yeah, that's not something that's not my style of wrestling as it is. So, like, I'd rather watch it than do it for sure. I'd rather watch it than do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got to have something. I don't want to say screw loose because I mean, wrestlers are crazy to begin with to get in the ring and do what you guys do. You guys got a little bit of craziness, but the people that do that in hardcore death matches, they love that, man. They love that pain, that feeling. You have to,
They
man. I mean,
love it. And
there's no way because you can kind of get the same reaction from a regular fucking wrestling match. Like you don't have to do all that shit, but you got to love to get smashed in the head with shit, I guess.
Exactly, and there's an art to that too. It's not like something that I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
for sure.
okay,
Yeah.
it's trash wrestling or nothing, but
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, you guys are risking it in there. You're risking it, man. A lot of dangerous stuff happens in them matches.
Yeah, but you do crazy ass shit too, man. I was watching some of your stuff, Canadian Destroyer off a bunch of different shit.
That's one of my favorite moves to hit. I'm just, if someone's willing to take the Canadian Destroyer, I'm just like, all right, this is how we can get into it tonight. Something different that I haven't seen yet. Just something crazy.
What made you do it the first time? Because that's pretty ballsy, and that's someone's got to trust you a lot to let them do that shit to you too. Because I mean, I saw one where you did off the top rope, like a springboard off the top rope into the Destroyer.
Yeah, I've done the springboard into it. I mean, it's usually I just ask the person before it even, like, they're just like, what do you want to hit tonight, and stuff like that. I'm just like, you gonna take a Canadian? And that's just how I get in. I'm just like, you want to take a Canadian, or, and if they say yeah, I'll think of some way to get into it that's pretty cool. I don't usually do it from like the power bomb position because that way it makes it look like they're doing half the work too. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of weird, but I like to do it jumping into it. It looks pretty cool that way.
No, it looks dope as fuck. That's what I'm saying. I saw a couple of those clips. I'm like, holy shit, man! Okay, stuff I never seen before, like the springboards and stuff. Springboard Canadian Destroyers. Mm-hmm. You practice something like that beforehand. You just got the confidence to know that you're gonna hit it from anywhere. Because I saw you do the Van Terminator too, man, coast to coast on the turnbuckles.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, most of that stuff you just got to go for it, like,
okay,
because like I said, I've been doing this so long. It's like if I don't feel that I'm confident enough to do it, I won't even suggest it. I'll just be like, yeah, no, I probably can't do that. But if I know I can do it, I'll just pitch it out there, and if they're okay with it, we're going for it.
Yeah,
I'm just like, we're going for it. For
you
sure.
You rocking the mask full time now?
Yeah. I'm putting the mask on for sure now. I mean, people know what I look like regardless, because I wrestled so long without it. So it's like people know what I look like, but yeah, it's just something new. I'm like, let's try something new here and see how far it gets the character over. I feel like it brings more to the character.
No, absolutely. Brings more. It gives you another like dimension of the character too, other than just saying you're the Piranha. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep. It's like, okay, I literally, he looks like it. Yeah, I can see it. For sure. Because I'm like, I've been trying to like figure out what I'm going to do with the hair. I'm like, do I braid the sides, keep a mohawk like a fin? Do I do? Because I did Coolio one time. I braided my hair like Coolio for a Halloween show.
Yeah,
and it went over pretty well. People liked it. They were like, that hairstyle's cool. I'm like, it was just a tribute to my boy Coolio, because that was the year he passed away. So
okay.
I wanted to do the tribute to him.
You got to do the crown like Don King had.
Oh, the Don King. I mean,
Prince Puma, man. But Prince Piranha.
I'm down to do a lot of stuff. I'm like, anything. I'm down to try stuff. That's the thing with me. Like, I'm not like, okay, that's stupid, because let's be honest, it's pro wrestling. Anything could be stupid. It could be good. Like, you don't know until you try it. To be honest, you don't know until you try it.
What's you describe your ring style to people?
My ring style, I mean, I'm the king of jaw style. So I'm like a brawler. Like, I could do technical wrestling for sure. I like to do technical, but like a brawler luchador, if that's like a thing. Yeah. Like, I like to fight and bite back at you and then I'll just do something crazy, high flying off of the rope, and then do some lucha stuff. Like my style's all over the place. It's really all over the place.
It's good, man.
Everything
Entertaining.
but powerhouse, because
Yeah.
I don't really like to slam people that much. I feel like that's the way that people get hurt the most, when you slam them.
Yeah.
I
What's
like
Ari.
take their own bumps.
what's your finisher?
My finisher is pretty much the coup de grace, top rope double stomp, and I
Okay.
do the satellite tilt whirl DDT a lot. I like to hit that one.
What do you call?
When I know someone can give me that nice pop up, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do the DDT, because the crowd always likes when I hit that one. So
What do you call it? You got a name for him?
the DDT, I call it the Last Supper, because the mat's the last thing you're gonna eat. And then the double foot stomp, I call it the feet tenderizer.
That's always been it since day one, or that just so slowly, gradually turned into that.
Yeah, just slowly, just people like commentators asking me like, "Oh, is there any names and stuff?" And then I'm just like, I should have a name for that. And then eventually just started coming up with stuff.
That's cool, man. What's one thing that you know now that you wish you knew when you first started?
Yeah, I know now. I wish I knew. I wish I knew that I didn't have to wrestle for every promotion. Like, because I've tried to wrestle with so many promotions, and there was so many promotions. I'm like, that was kind of a waste of time there. I should have probably didn't. You know what I mean? I could have stayed home for that one. But
Yeah.
because when you're young, when I was like 20, 22, going like in that age range, I was doing 3 shows a day, doing a show every day of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing 2 shows each day. And I'm just like, this is going to catch up to me. And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, once or twice a week. I'm not going to do that unless I'm obviously under contract and have to do it more than twice a week. So.
Yeah. That's a toll on your body, man. And when you're young, you don't realize that. When you start getting older, you're like, holy shit, man, I'm starting to feel that now.
Yeah. And I'm not like the meatiest guy, so those bumps don't feel great. my one boy, he's lost a lot of weight over the years, and then the other week we had a show and he was taking bumps. He's like, nah, the bumps hurt so much more. And I'm like, see, now you know what I'm talking about. Like, you lost all that weight and everything's hurt. I'm trying to tell you.
I saw you were just at the Monster Factory, man. What was that like?
Oh, the Monster Factory was awesome. That was actually my first time there. So I went there actually years ago and did like a little practice match, but it wasn't like a show or anything. They were doing a training day. But that was actually my debut the other day. We did the reboot. I wrestled Daniel Alexander. That was my first time meeting him. And he was such a cool dude, very welcoming. I was excited for that, and it was fun. It was very fun. I'm ready to go back there again.
Yeah, man, they put out some talent out of that place.
When I went there for that practice match years ago, it was actually before Damian Priest was signed, and he was there, and he gets in the ring to like tell me what he thought and give me my critiques and all that. And when he got in the ring, I looked at him and was just like, who is this tall ass dude? And why am I intimidated right now? I was like, why is he scaring me?
Yo, but back then too, he was massive.
Yeah,
he's
big.
He's a
when
big
you watch
guy.
the documentary, he was like, I didn't know Puerto Ricans got that big, but man, he's making us look good. I tell you that much.
And he was nice. He was nice about it too. He told me what he thought. He kept it honest, but you know, sometimes honesty is brutal. He kind of tore me up for a couple of seconds, and I'm just like looking at him like, all right, man, you can calm down a little, but nah, I appreciate everything he said, and he's made it far. He's made it really far. So
yeah, he has. That's cool that you got critiqued by someone like that, man. World champ.
Yeah, sure. Because then there's people who's like, well, you met Priest, and I'm just like, yeah, it wasn't in the greatest fashion, but yeah, I met him.
But that's cool that he gave you some advice now that he's so big.
Exactly, and I took his advice, and it actually helped me a lot. He told me I was moving a little too fast, doing things that were a little, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, all right, that's better. Knowing less is more, and slowing down, and just knowing how to milk things out more, and definitely gave me some good advice.
So talking about Priest, he's a big, very proud Puerto Rican, like Wiso and I. But you repping the Jamaican flag on your Instagram and stuff like that. Your family's from there.
Yeah, my dad's actually from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Have
So
you seen there's like some wrestling going? There's like a new league trying to start up down there, and then they do like this all sand wrestling too.
I don't know if it's
All Caribbean.
All
Yeah.
Caribbean. I that Mania weekend I wrestled for All Caribbean Wrestling in Philly.
Oh no shit.
Yep, I actually met them all. Yep, that's
cool.
ran a guy named Jay Cool. He was there. Elijah Burke, I'm pretty sure helps them a lot. The Pope, because he was there, and Velveteen Dream. I met Velveteen Dream that day. AJ Francis, a lot of people. There's a lot of people at that show that I was just like, wow, this is a promotion I never really heard of. But I hit them up and let them know, like, I got the Jamaican roots and stuff, and I think that's what made them bring me in.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah, so and they
I'm always letting people know, like, I'm Puerto Rican, yo. Let's get this connect going. You Rican, I'm Rican. We gotta lift each other up here. You know what I mean? If not, just can't keep on letting the man step on us, yo.
Oh man.
They gotta bring you down to.
I actually wrestled for them. That's funny you say that. Yep.
They gotta bring you down to Jamaica now for sure.
Oh yeah, I might write them after this. To be honest.
Yeah, it was good. Jamaica.
Like, come on, man. I'm ready to go. I didn't even have the mask then, so
yeah, you gotta let them know for sure.
Because that was my first Mania weekend ever wrestling too. So I was grateful that they let me get that opportunity to wrestle Mania weekend. Because that was my first Mania that I went to as well. I went to that Mania in Philly. First night it was pretty freezing. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty cold out there. Second night
watching Mania live, man. I'm staying home comfortably from now on.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost 40 years old. I'm done.
Everyone's like, you going to Vegas? I'm like, I'm still recovering from that ticket that I paid for in Philly. Like, it was so expensive. I'm like, yo, that almost bankrupted me. You talking about $16 for a little beer like this? I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'd go to Vegas to be in the surrounding area for the show, but I ain't going to WrestleMania. I don't think I'll ever go to another WrestleMania.
Nah, not unless I'm front row. I've been to 3.
Not unless somebody's paying for it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm done. I went to that one and I left early. I was like, I am not going to fight all this fucking traffic.
Exactly. Oh my God, the traffic after the show was the worst thing ever. We were in the parking lot stuck for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are we in the parking lot still? This is crazy. Yeah. I get out of the car. I get out of the car, start smoking, back into the car. I'm just like, we're still in the same spot. This is crazy.
The last time I went to WrestleMania was the one in Orlando. The Undertaker was the main event. I was like, I don't even like the Undertaker that much. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I think we left after his match. I think was he the last match? I don't think he closed it out, did he?
I don't know. I left. We left shortly after. Yeah, Undertaker definitely finished.
Oh, okay.
That was the one that Roman Reigns beat him, wasn't it?
When he laid out his boots and his hat in the ring.
Taking Roman, yeah, that was the main event.
I think you're right because I think I remember hearing the gongs while I was walking out of the stadium.
Yeah. No, thanks,
You guys left before Taker?
No, I mean I left like right after the match. Like I didn't stay for all the putting the hat in the coat and piling in the ring and all that shit.
Yo, if it would have been the American badass Undertaker, I would have stayed, okay? But the fucking gonging and fucking dead man, I don't care. Take the fucking bullshit supernatural stuff elsewhere.
I can't be mad at that because I like American Badass. I like American Badass.
He can't be American Badass anymore, man. He's fucking MAGA. He can't be badass no more. I mean,
he came last night on the Harley with Rhea
yeah, but he was wearing his MAGA hat. Like, get out of here.
I know, yeah. I don't know about
that. They didn't boo him out the arena. They didn't boo him out the arena the way they did Hogan.
I know. Well, he didn't talk though. You should let him talk, and maybe they would have.
Nah, nobody wants to hear the Undertaker talk.
Taker didn't go too wild with the politics. He just had him on the podcast. But fucking
right.
I'm pretty sure Hulk Hogan said he was gonna hang Kamala.
What?
You know what I mean? Something like that. Like he went off at like some beer rally.
Yeah,
promoting his beer. And
he called her Indian, but like Native American Indian, like a dummy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's some. Oh yeah, he was like. I think he did the whole like. I
swear, he got in trouble because he did. It's a video of it too. We're like wrong Indian, dumbass.
Yo, that's
celebrities just
crazy.
need to not be endorsing anything anymore. If it's not sneakers or
I'm
t-shirts,
pretty
I don't
done with
care.
Hogan. I was never really a huge fan of him anyway.
Neither was I.
I'm like, his
Hey.
theme song was fine, I guess, but other
Yeah,
than
it's
that,
a classic 80s. But if the New Day don't like him, I don't like him. 'Cause they were the
New
happiest
Day.
people back in the day.
New Day is great.
They're all about positivity and forgiveness and all that stuff, and they're like, "We good on you, bro."
Not
Yeah,
no
we're
more.
good.
You,
I
you
wonder
even
what
watching no
they're
more.
gonna all do
No.
because what is their storyline going with? Like, is Big E gonna actually come back and wrestle, or are they just?
I hope not.
Are they just bad now?
I think they're just heels now because I don't think he's ever come. Like he's still not cleared. I don't think unless they're trying to pull kayfabe on and trick us all. But I don't think so. I think he's done.
I believe that I've heard him say that he was cleared in interviews, but it's more about like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said from
Why?
the
He got
get-go
money.
when it
Why
happened
though?
that
Why?
He just felt like it was done. Like he was like, it ain't worth it to me again.
He was
Yeah,
already
he
world
doesn't-
champ. He got money. What's it to come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need it anymore. Longest reigning tag team champion.
He's always going to be under
been the
contract
WWE
with
champ.
them and stuff, but he doesn't need to put his life on the line again for us. You know how close
Yeah.
that was for him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's
that was
happily
that
in
was a
love
scary
right
one.
now.
That was a
Yeah.
scary one. And it
He's
was
in
crazy
love now,
because
man.
I'm pretty sure the week or maybe 2 weeks before that, I was at the SmackDown, and it was the SmackDown where they came out on that red 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that, but they had the red 4-wheeler, and that was in Hershey, PA. I was at that show, and then a few weeks later, I hear Big E got his neck broke, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, and then I seen the bump, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's done." That
Oh, he's
was
done.
just terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty bad.
I
Stuff
mean, and
like
if he
that.
does come back, it's just like it's still probably just too soon. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
It-
know, man. I'm good. I fell on my
Yeah.
head once and never thought I'd get in the ring again.
Nah, fuck that.
I mean, there's been times I felt bad, and I was like, I am so thankful I prayed before this match because I feel like that prayer saved my life because that was the ugliest bump. One time, someone went to pick me up in like a gourd buster and drop me forward, and I was like vertical, like a suplex, and he just dropped me while I was vertical still.
Oh.
And I came right down on my neck head area, and I'm like, oh my God, that was scary. Like,
Again,
my
that's
neck-
why we thank you guys so much, especially you indie wrestlers, because like you're really putting your life on the line just for what, a handshake and a hot dog sometimes or whatever it may
Yo.
be. That's the joke, you know what I mean? But
And-
like
Yeah.
no, that's the
you
joke.
have
But like I
some
said,
of the two and the greatest to ever do it was Owen Hart and Stone Cold, and look at how that ended up. You know
exactly.
what
Yeah.
I mean? Cut his career short by 10 years.
There's certain shows that I was just like, yeah, that was not worth it. Like, it
Yeah.
was the handshake and the hot dog. It's like, what did I really get from that? Like, you gotta. I mean, sometimes you're as an indie wrestler, you're supposed to make your own money. You're supposed to sell your merch and
Yeah.
get yourself over to make money. You can't really rely on the booking all to bring in the income when you're at that indie level, unless you're a big name. Like, there's certain names that is like, okay, we'll bring you in from wherever you're at, like our Cardona or somebody like that. You know what I mean? But guys like me, if you don't know who I am and I'm hitting you up to be on your show, you're gonna think, okay, I'm just gonna give him whatever, and he'll be fine with it. But yeah, it's a tough business. This is definitely a tough business.
Have you ever gone to a show and said, fuck this, I'm not doing it, just because you got bad vibes from the guy you're supposed to get in the ring with or anything like that? The promoter was shady as fuck or
Nah, nothing like that ever. Like, if I ever show up to a show, I do the show.
Do
If
the
I'm
show.
not, yeah. If I no show it, that's probably the way I felt. Like, I'm getting bad vibes from that, so I'm just not gonna go to that one.
Yeah,
There have been times where I've called out, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't really want to do that.
because that's I think that's
I'll
part of
look
the
up, and I'm like, nah, not for me. I
Yeah.
could do better than that.
because I think that's the craziest part about being a wrestler is getting in the ring with someone you never met before and be like, hey man, I trust you. I don't know who the hell you are, I just met you, but here's my body and I trust you completely.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like raw dogging a prostitute.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I felt like that this past weekend at Monster Factory. Like I've never met Daniel Alexander, but as soon as he came up to me, I'm like, oh, I'm getting good vibes from this guy. I like him a lot. And he tells me his finish is a 450, and I look at him like, that might hurt, but but all right, you're not much bigger than me or anything, so I'll be fine. And when he hit it, I literally was in his ear like, that felt nice. Like I was like, that was nice. Oh yeah, man. But there's some strangers out there, and you're just like, I'm gonna wrestle a stranger today. That's cool.
What's the move you hate because it hurts?
Oof, the choke slam.
Choke slam.
I hate when somebody calls, I want to do the choke slam. It's like, that's like me jumping 6 feet in the air and just taking a bump, like a hard one, because you're pushing me down too. But it's that one sucks for sure. That's worse than taking something off the top rope, like a superplex off the top rope. Like that actually always feels normal to me. That feels good. But a choke slam, boom, it's like the stiffest thing ever. It's like, God damn, knock the wind out of me again.
Yeah, well, you're probably more than 6 feet up in the air at that point, So usually only tall people really do fucking choke slams.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if someone called a choke slam and they're not taller than me, I'll tell them like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
of course. That
choke
looks
slam.
Ridiculous. That looks so dumb.
Yeah, she's like, that's dumb.
Playing with your Legos.
Let's sell some tickets.
None of the moves feel good. None of the moves feel good.
Mm-mm. I bet now you're laying on pretty much wood, like plywood, right? Or 10 by whatever it's wood, basically.
And it feels like the bigger the ring, the stiffer it is, because I've been in 12 by 12s, I've been in 16s, I've been in 18s, and 18 every time I'm leaving that match, and I'm like, damn, I am sore. Like something with them bigger rings. I feel like maybe because all the padding, the little bit of padding that we get is just spread out that much more.
Yeah.
So you're getting less of it, I guess. That's probably why.
Less bounce.
Who's that?
You think it's got less bounce?
Yeah, I definitely think it has less bounce too. Yeah, because the bounce you definitely need that, because if not, you're pretty much in a boxing ring. And some people, when they're boxing, they get knocked out from the fist, but then hitting the mat, boom, that knocks them out again. So it's like, that's what really be knocking them out sometimes. I'm hitting their head on that hard mat. And it's like, shoot, people don't understand that.
Tuck your chin.
Like, yeah, exactly. And then it's always weird, like tearing the ring down or something after the show, because sometimes there'll be fans around and stuff, and they'll just be like, "Oh my, that's all you guys had under there? Like, oh man, how you wrestling on that?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, we trained how to fall on this properly. It doesn't feel good though, I'll tell you that." But shoot, definitely doesn't feel good.
Oof. That's why me and him are pussies, man. Never hopping in the ring.
But you don't have to. You don't have to be in this business. You can do so many different things.
Yeah.
So many different
things. My favorite part of being in the business is being a fan.
Yeah.
I love being a fan too. Like I like going to WWE. I've been in my first AEW last year. I keep saying last year like we're in like March.
It was last year though.
But it was last year, and I was actually front row because one of my friends is in AEW. He got me front row right behind Tony Schiavone, and I was just talking in his ear the whole time, and it was.
But it seemed to have a lot of extra seats available to give to people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sad but true.
I was like. But I was also like, I mean, you got me tickets. That's all great. That's all
of course,
fine,
you're a fan, but like.
But get me backstage.
Yeah, for sure. A picture of her winning the championship, and they just showed the arena. It was like empty.
Oh
What
yeah,
the hell?
I try to stay away from those comments. I'm just like,
It
it ain't my show.
ain't your
It ain't my
show.
show. I'm like, I'll watch it. I'm not the one that comments on stuff and just tears any company down because everyone's trying to do. They're trying to do what they gotta do.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And it's I remember the days when it was just WWE, so more competition the better.
Exactly. Like, I'd love to go to TNA, AEW, WWE, New Japan, all of them. Like, damn, NWA, OVW, all that stuff. Like, I'd love to go to them all. I feel like they're all on the same level, but obviously WWE is on a completely different level than most. But I feel like once you get to one of those big names, your name and your face will be out there enough in the wrestling community. So
Sure.
definitely want to hit all those big companies.
Oh yeah. Let's sell some tickets for you, man. January 18th, Susquehanna Wrestling Organization's New Heights in Seven Valleys, PA.
Yep.
Would you in a tag match there?
No, I actually be in a one-on-one match with my former tag partner. So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be a pretty tough battle because he is a monster. So I know he's gonna want to do the choke slam, stuff like that, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm fighting out of that. I'm not taking a choke slam. Sorry, but yeah, but I'll be in a singles match that night. I'll be in a singles match. My last SWO match was against Greg Excellent, and I took the L. So I'm ready to get back in the win column on January 18th for sure.
What city is that match in?
Seven Valleys is it's like near Gettysburg, in between
Okay.
Gettysburg and like York, Pennsylvania. It's
Yeah,
like a
it's
little
probably
town.
sounding familiar. I spent a lot of time up there. My wife is from up there. My mother-in-law still lives up there over by close to Knoebels, the amusement park.
Okay, yeah, I've been
And
to Knoebels a few times. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
and
far
whenever I
from
go
me,
up
but I've been
there,
there.
yeah, but I try to drive up there. So I'm always go through Gettysburg and stuff like that. I see all of that.
Yeah.
I
Like
knew
it's
it
near
sounded
Gettysburg,
familiar.
like Hanover.
Yeah.
Like Hanover, like the Grandma Utz factory is near Seven Valleys and stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if that's pretzels and chips come from Pennsylvania.
Yep. One of the wrestlers at SWO was one of the managers at the Utz factory. So it's pretty he always brings chips to the locker room and shit. I'm like, oh yeah.
Nice.
Eat those.
Then January 25th, Three Legacies Wrestling in Millersville, Pennsylvania. What are you
Yep.
doing there? Do you know what
Three
you're doing there?
Legacies. I'm actually not sure. They told me they're still finalizing the card, so I am not sure exactly what I'll be doing that night. And also, I have February 1st, it will be a debut for American X Wrestling. That's going to be in Hamburg, PA, at the historic Hamburg Fieldhouse, actually. So that I always like wrestling in there. That's why I wrestled Mil Mortez from Lucha Underground. That was a good one. He chopped. That was the first time someone chopped me, and I saw like all the sweat on my body just leave. Like it all like went into the air in front of me. I was like, that was the craziest chop I've ever taken. And it didn't even hurt. It just was just like and all I see is all my sweat just in the air. I'm like, God.
Like when you see like a real pro do it, right? You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
He's
It's like
a legend. A
Yeah.
legend.
leaving everything out there, the perfect picture, but didn't hurt.
Yep. Didn't hurt.
He's a big boy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely big. I was like, whew. He looked big on TV, but then when you see him, you're like, what? Like, what? They didn't do you justice on that camera. Like, come on, man.
You know, I thought
Yeah.
the same thing about Cody Rhodes the other night when we went to the show, the WWE show in Orlando.
Yeah.
We saw. I was like,
Okay.
man, when he climbed on top of that cage and you could see him, I was like, Jesus, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
Oh yeah. I've never been like close to Cody, but I can assume he's a pretty big guy. He looks tall, so I
But
would
he's
think he's
thick
kind
now.
of big.
Yeah, he's thick, he's wide.
He's a grown ass man now. You know what I mean? He came back in the
Yeah.
day, but it was
He's like, I'm not gonna be WWE champion and look like no little guy. I'm gonna be the big
he's
guy
been
around
putting
here.
in that work, and it really shows. You know, they say the camera adds 10, 15 pounds, but in real life, it showed that he added that 10, 15.
Oh yeah. He's the champ for a reason too. He's killing it.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's the champ because Roman Reigns needs a break. Yo, bloodline. Don't fucking back out.
That too.
Roman Reigns has cancer or leukemia, one of those real, ones, and he needs a break. That's what it's really all about.
Oh yeah, I mean, and Roman's one of those. Sometimes he needs a break. He was there a lot, so I can't be mad at him either. He wasn't one of those champions that was completely part time. There were some times where it's like, all right, where you at, Roman? You got the title, you need to be there. But for the most part, he was there a lot.
Yeah.
I think Roman's got 2 sets of twins at home that happen back to back.
Damn.
So
no, does he actually have twins?
I think he has 2 pet sets of twins. I think he's got 5 kids, but 4 of them are twins that happen back to back.
I did not know that. Huh. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That bloodline over there, there's always something, man. Always something. I'm like, watch Jimmy and Jay both have sets of twins.
Oh, man. What I would say about Puerto Rico is that Puerto Rico's biggest export is Puerto Rican, but that's the same thing with Samoa, yeah. Samoa, excuse me.
Yeah, because you figure that the island of Samoa and Puerto Rico is like the same size almost, and there's so many fucking Samoans and so many Puerto Ricans out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Neither one of them are sending out any more sugar.
Oh man, that on that note, man, that's all I got for you, Ginger. You got anything else for us?
That's all I got for you.
Hey, go ahead and get your shit out, man. Where can they find you at?
They can find me at Prince Piranha on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now. All that stuff is all Prince Piranha. So even PlayStation, if anyone wants to get their ass cooked in WWE, so just let me know. But yeah, Prince Piranha, everything, and I appreciate you guys. I was so like I was excited to do this because it's been a while since I've done a little podcast interview, so I was excited to do this.
Appreciate you coming on, man, for sure. No, I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Ginger, man, go ahead and get your OnlyFans out there.
This guy with my OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans, all right, but if I did, you'd all be seeing my butthole by now. Okay. So anyway. Just like and subscribe to Ginger.
On that note, it's the farewell tour.
Yeah.
It's the farewell tour.
John Cena's farewell tour. We'll go with that.
That's my guy.
That wrestling dude, D-O-double-D, everywhere, man. Prince Piranha, man. Thanks again for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Too, man.